How'd you sleep last night?
Welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto every day. And on today's episode, I have got the tea for you. But before that, happy Taco Tuesday. Get some delicious tacos and some Mexican food. That's what I'm going to do today. So on today's show, we're going to go over Bitcoin. We're going to go over Tether. We are going to go over why the markets dropped, where they're going to go next, and is it a good time to buy? Either way, if you watch this show, you will leave and you will make money. Let's get into it. So this first story is going to be about Hathor Network. And if you missed their interview with Cointelegraph the other day, live on the YouTube channel, they have a lot of really cool updates that are going on. And I'm getting a lot of people asking me about this project. The ticker is HTR. So they released things about their roadmap. And the most important thing that stuck out to me was Q2, the road to nano contracts. And during Q2, they're going to be working on things like DeFi integration, nano contracts, and cross-chain via Hathor swap. So the reason why this is important is because Ethereum gas fees are very, very high. And it's very costly to a lot of people, especially myself. And when you're trying to swap and build NFTs, do different things on the Ethereum network. And Nano is a great project because it has very, very low fees. So the fact that Hathor understands this and they're working with that project, utilizing the technology, I think that this is a very, very great thing. So Q2 is going to be extremely important, but let's go ahead and head over to the chart and see what's going on price wise. If you guys want to learn more about Hathor Network, make sure to follow their socials, join their Telegram group, all of that jazz, and ask questions. But let's see if we can make you some money. So this is the Hathor chart, hashtag HTR. And like most cryptocurrencies, they have experienced a pretty big drop because Bitcoin is dropping, and this is 100% normal. However, they have done really, really well once they broke out of this consolidation range between about 29 cents to about 11 cents approximately. So they had a massive jump and they created a pretty important area at about 97 cents. And we had a drop to about 62 cents. This is going to be very, very common on every single chart, but I'm not necessarily worried about the price. So if Hathor is something you're interested in getting in, you're going to have a chance to go ahead and do so. Because once we correct, once we start consolidating at that support area, I think we're going to do very well and we will break all-time high again at about 97 cents and continue to climb. So as far as correction price, where could HTR go? I like this area here at the EMA 9 at about 73 cents, down over here to approximately 57 cents because that's where the EMA 21 is. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. Here is our 4-hour chart, and we've already started correcting, and now we're currently being pressed down underneath the EMA 9 and the EMA 21. So we dropped down to this area here to kind of sustain at about 62 cents, even down to that 57 cent area that I mentioned, or 52 cent area I mentioned. This seems about right because this is the middle area in between the EMA 100 and the EMA 200. However, if we continue to correct, I would even look down to about 45 cents. So a great strategy would be placing some limit orders, waiting for your bids to get it. If the exchange you're using does not have limit orders, you set alerts on your phone. Let's head over to the daily chart and see longer term targets. All right, so I've went ahead and drawn my fibs. And after we have this correction, I feel confident that Hathor is going to keep increasing in price. However, pay attention to the markets before you get in. Buy those dips. The next target area for Hathor is going to be about $1.13, and then from there $1.25. If they keep doing everything that they said they were going to do on their roadmap, I have no doubt in my mind that we will probably get to the $2 area, which would be approximately over here at about $1.91. Next story is more of a reminder to you. So we had that really volatile drop with Bitcoin yesterday, and we're having another one today. A great way to hedge and a great way to balance your portfolio is when you take profits, take it out in a stable coin and go ahead and leave it on a place like Voyager, because you can actually earn interest on your stable coins that you're just holding on those platforms. And on Voyager, you can actually earn up to 8.5% APR on USDC and about 20 other assets. So stable coins are your friend, especially when we're having market volatility. When you're taking profit, try to do so in stablecoins and maybe consider doing this strategy here. If you guys are interested in signing up for Voyager, yes, there is a wait list. However, you can use my ref link and you get $25 when you deposit and trade 100. All right, let's go ahead and talk about VGX, which is Voyager's native token, and what's going on with the market, because there could be a potential opportunity for you to make money after Bitcoin is done correcting. And as always, you guys, we mitigate risk by placing limit orders and allowing the market to come to us. We don't chase the market, we let the market come to us. So similarly to other altcoins, we're seeing price correct, and that is okay. However, we've been kind of consolidating pretty well at this area of about $6.32, and this is great. Yes, we've had these nasty wicks down, some volatility. That's okay though. As far as correction goes, I'm still anticipating a little bit more of a drop with Voyager, but let's take a look at the 4 hour to get a kind of a better idea of what's happening. The 4 hour is a little bit bullish here. We're seeing price start to pop up. Right now, I would want to see it close over the area about $6.34 and continue to climb up. And we've also have the MACD that looks like it's ready to bull cross. However, I'm not quite convinced that we're going to hold and that this scenario will play out to where we head back up to about $7.34, because I don't think Bitcoin is done correcting, and I'll explain with that a little bit later. Areas that I would be interested in buying at, I would play the EMA 9. I would play this fib support here at about $4.98. EMA 9 support is about $5.44. And I would even look here to about $4.28 and even $4 here. As far as price targets go, once the market gets back together and I'll start rebounding, I don't see why Voyager VGX cannot hit about $10.24 here. Let's talk really quick about Janet Yellen, because I'm getting a lot of people, especially on TikTok, ask me my opinion on what's going on with her. So she is the Treasury Secretary, and she made negative comments about Bitcoin using too much energy and being primarily used for illicit transactions. This is from Decrypt. So one of the things I want to talk about, yes, Bitcoin does use energy, but realistically, when we're looking at this, we need to kind of compare the amount of energy that Bitcoin uses in compared to cars, power plants, your electricity, and different things. And as far as Bitcoin being bad on the environment, of course, there is some negative aspects with the mining and whatnot, but I think on a larger scale, compared to all these other things and all these other pollutions that we're putting into the world and that we're creating, I think Bitcoin is just done on a very, very small scale, and I'm not worried about it. I think that this is FUD. I think she's older. I don't think she necessarily understands, and that's why it's so important for us as younger people to get out there and to educate and to talk to people, and even represent positions in our city council to kind of get the word out and, you know, talk about Bitcoin is not bad. I don't think it's bad. Another thing is they're talking about illicit activity. You can use cash for illicit activity. It's actually easier to track Bitcoin than it is cash. So she's coming from a very older perspective, and I don't think she quite understands. And I think it's just easier for her to make FUD comments than to actually do her own research and understand what is really going on here. So if you disagree with me, give me a comment down below. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Let's get after it. This story here is about the Tether FUD that happened, and some people are claiming that this Tether FUD is why Bitcoin decided to drop. Me personally, I don't necessarily think so. We called this on the show many times. We talked about this, especially if you guys watched me on Sunday. Anyways, let's cover this story, and then we're going to chart Bitcoin because I'm seeing another buying opportunity for you. So Bitfinex, Tether must stop trading in New York and pay $18.5 million fine. The NYAG is requiring that Bitfinex and Tether stop operating in New York, according to the statement. So let's kind of go through this article and see what happened. So Bitfinex got in trouble because they basically lied about what was on, I want to say, their balance sheet, or the value, the ratio from USD to Tether, because it's supposed to be 1-to-1 backed, and there were some statements and claims that was only 60 to 70%. That's bad, and I want to say that's probably kind of illegal. Either way, both Bitfinex and USDT Tether will stop trading in New York. New York is a very hard state to trade in, like operate any type of cryptocurrency company. And both companies are going to have to pay $18.5 million to settle with the NYAG combined together. A quote from this article: Bitfinex and Tether recklessly and unlawfully covered up massive financial losses to keep their scheme going and protect their bottom lines, said Attorney General James. I agree with this. They weren't very transparent about what was going on. And we're talking about cryptocurrency here. We have a public ledger. It's pretty easy to kind of, go through things and see what's going on. Could they have done a better job of being more transparent? Yes. Do they deserve to pay this $18.5 million fee? I don't know. It was kind of alarming, some of the things that were in the actual court docs, and a lot of people do say that Tether is one of the big causes that Bitcoin is manipulated. I can agree with that to a certain extent. However, if you are a big person in the space or a big company in the space, you got to pull your big boy pants on, and you're going to have to pay up, especially when the United States government gets involved. Also, too, some more from the article. According to the statement, the two firms made false statements about the backing of Tether and the movement of hundreds of millions of dollars between the company to cover up losses when its shadow bank Crypto Capital had its funds confiscated by the police. So they kind of got caught because they kind of covered it up and they weren't being really transparent. I get it, they wanted to save their bottom line, but at the same time, you guys, if you want to be legitimized in the space, you're going to have to be a little bit more transparent. So I'm not seeing what the issue is and why they couldn't do it. Also, too, according to the article, and this is directly from the article, details on their funds held as reserves, Tether must provide public disclosures of the assets backing Tether, separated by categories, including any loans to or from affiliated entities. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I don't like that they had to pay the $18.5 million to the United States government. It's kind of like, even though it's a NYAG. However, I do think this lawsuit is actually a positive thing and a good thing, because now they're going to be being a lot more transparent with the community about what's going on, and hopefully more apps will be able to actually allow United States residents to host USDT because it's going to be more legitimate. Comment your thoughts below and let's talk about Bitcoin. This is the Bitcoin chart here, and we hit my 21% drop at about $46,000. And we even had a wick down. Let me zoom in a little bit. We even had a wick down to about $45,000. Not really looking pretty. And we're not done correcting yet. It is still looking gnarly. Even though we had a little bit of a nice bounce into this nice consolidation range at about $47,000, $48,000, I don't think we're done yet. Market cipher looks like absolute garbage. Very, very bad. We still got the red short signal here. It's not looking too terribly hot. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. So 4-hour chart is showing that we had a nice bounce here. And we could rock it up. We could hit about $49,400. This would be an important area of support. And then obviously this area here at about $51,000. But at the end of the day, I'm really looking for us to get back inside the support box. And I actually may modify this support box accordingly, because this is another important area of, right now, it's going to be resistance at about $51,168. And overall, with Bitcoin, I would be very cautious. If you want to short the market, be careful, because technically we are still in a bull run. That's why I'm not interested in shorting, even though the daily is indicating a red dot, a short signal. Because if we take a look at the weekly chart over here, well, actually weekly just turned bearish. So what I'm going to anticipate with Bitcoin, I'm still going to watch it because the markets can always turn, and some key areas, some critical areas, things we need to pay attention to. If we lose this area at $46,000, I would anticipate another drop to about $41,000. This area here between these wicks, 42 to 41,000. And if we touch 38,000 and if we break, it is going to get very, very, very ugly. So right now, markets are looking bearish. We are still in a bull run. The trend is still bullish. However, we're experiencing some massive volatility. So me personally, to manage my risk, I'm going to be taking a step back. I'm going to watch what altcoins I get into, and I'm also going to watch what's going on with Bitcoin. And I may actually have to take profit accordingly from some of my Bitcoin if we do continue to drop. It is something I will be watching. Good news is, if you've missed buying Bitcoin at some of these low prices, sub $50,000, here you go. Market is allowing you to get in if you want. I would be cautious and use risk management here, because the weekly is not looking good. And again, this is a larger time frame. I could be 100% wrong, but paying attention to market cipher, what market cipher is showing me, and also to looking at the candles, paying attention to what's happening with price-wise, I would be very, very careful trading anything here. And if you do decide to use leverage, use low leverage, and please practice risk management. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.